Okay, last time I spoke about my experience at Equinox. Now I'm going to tell you what happened after that and then leading up to COVID where everything stopped, ended. So during Equinox as well, remember when I said about working at Blink, the coolest part, one of the cool parts about being a trainer is that you need a second job. Well, I didn't need one, but I did also start having clients on the side, my own private clients, right? So I found an independent gym, you pay them a little bit, and then you get to bring your client there and go for that, right? So I had a few there. Um, One of them was really cool. I remember she came to me at Equinox. We had a very emotional connection. I told her about my weight loss, and she, started getting really emotional, started crying, and it was like, wow, that's crazy. But I can help out if you're rich or whatever, because they don't let me charge a reasonable rate. So then I didn't see her for months, but then after I left Equinox, she contacted me separately, and then I was like, "Oh, great! Let's have you spend less money. Let's go. Let's do it." I'm so glad that you want to work at it, right? So that was cool. So I did work with my own private clients, my own personal ones, but where I jumped straight from Equinox, where I jumped to straight from Equinox was this place called Focus. This place was pretty cool, but also not. Now, remember, I was whining about selling. I hate it. I hate selling. I hate trying to get under people's skin saying, hey, here are your deepest, darkest fears and desires. I can make it happen. Just pay me a lot of money. I don't like that. That's scummy shit. Now, if that means I'll never be super rich, then whatever. Let's see what happens with that, right? But I felt really uncomfortable doing that. So Focus, you don't sell anything. They have they have people on the phone for that. They call up the clients. They're like, hey, you want to do this? And blah blah blah. Oh, you want to buy this many training sessions? Boom boom boom, bada bing bada boom. Hey, Iceberger, you have a client at this time at this place. Go. That was sick. No selling whatsoever. Just get the client information and you go to them and you train. That's it. That was awesome. Now, the only negative thing was for me anyway. I lived on the upper west side and even, higher above that. So all these, people who wanted personal training, it also cost a lot. So these people were rich, which means they lived, in the lower west or east side, which means me getting there via public transport was a pain in the ass. And sometimes took as long as it took to actually do the session, sometimes longer. So in a way, I was kind of working half wages for some of those people. So that was cool. My fault for being poor and not living right in the city, I guess. But, you know, that's how it was. Anyway, I only had a few clients, so it didn't end up working out. If they gave me a bunch of clients kind of stacked in a row, yeah, sure, I'll make the trip down to whatever and then see this client, this client, this client, this client, and then go home or whatever. That's fine. But it wasn't like that. It was like, hey, see this person at 7 a.m. and then go see this other person at 3 p.m. So that sucks. That really sucks. So yeah, eventually it didn't quite work out that way. So it didn't work out the way I wanted, so I looked elsewhere. I looked for work at a YMCA, and that location was way closer to my home. It was like a 15-minute walk, so save money, save time. That was cool. So I worked there, and as they have you do in a lot of gyms, they have you walk the floor, and in most gyms that means walk around, pick stuff up, harass people to see if they want to train with you. Here at this YMCA, they wanted you to walk and pick stuff up if it was askew, but they didn't really push you to sell like at all. You can just be there, and that's it. So that was good. Now, obviously, at times, if I saw someone struggling or they came up to me, that I'd be like, "Hey, yeah, let me help you out. By the way, you want more help in a programized way? We can do this. Take a look at this. Blah blah blah." Prices were way better. I think they were like half of what Equinox prices were. So still not ideal, but I understand the cut that the YMCA takes, the one that I take, whatever. So much better anyway, right? Didn't have too many clients, but I did have some consistent ones, which was pretty good. Made some really good progress too. These people, some people at Equinox, they really did take the nutrition seriously. The ones who took it seriously, they made wild progress. I remember this one guy, I won't say his name, but he was cool. Two of them actually. One of them was actually, I won't say his name either, but he was basically in a higher position in the company that owned Equinox. So I was basically training the guy who partially owned all this shit, right? That guy became my strongest client at Equinox because he was on point with the fitness. His diet was pretty decent, but on fitness, he was on point. This guy was crazy. And the other guy, his fitness was pretty good, but his nutrition was godlike. He slimmed the hell down, doing pull-ups for the first time ever. It was crazy. So good things happen when you follow the process, right? Trust the process. Good things happen. At the YMCA, some people did, and they started to notice, like, oh, if I actually stick to nutrition and the fitness, then things happen in tandem. It's good. There were a few people who were like, nah, I'm not going to count anything. I'm not going to count calories, no nutrition. Well, a couple of them, I think it was only 2 people. They got upset and like, it's not really working. I don't know if you know what you're talking about, what you're doing. It's tough to say, hey, you're dumb and wrong. Trying to keep it professional, trying to say, hey, this is the science, this is what I did. I lost a lot of weight, got pretty fit. Science and experience, I mean, I think I have reasonable evidence for pushing this process, but okay. One of them even told me, hey, I'm gonna not trust what you're saying because it's not really working, and I'm going to go to this doctor in Mexico and get this surgery and pills so I can get my goals. I'm like, okay, have fun with that, I guess. Anyway, yeah, there were some people who made a ton of progress at the YMCA. It was very chill too. They also had a pool. I was there at night, so very, very relaxed. On the way home, I didn't feel that safe, but those are the hours I chose, so whatever. So that was pretty fulfilling. Overall, being a trainer is very fulfilling, but it's also a lot of work and it's really annoying. It's almost like what I would imagine being a parent is like. You have all these people who come to you, they're vulnerable, they come to you for advice in life and their body, what should they eat, what should they do? And you have this knowledge and you try to give it to them, you try to lead them. And some of them don't necessarily follow what they're supposed to be doing. But the ones that do, they succeed and you're so proud of them. It's amazing. But man, financially that shit is not worth it. These days you kind of have to just whore yourself out on social media until you just sell people a lot of stuff, and then that's how you do it these days. One-on-one is very hard to make a profit from, so whatever. Anyway, I continued with that, and then COVID hit, and then I moved out of New York, and yeah, so that was the end of that. If anyone has any questions, I can answer in the comments, or I can make a follow-up video or something, but that's pretty much how all that went down. It was interesting to say the least, but unless you want to whore yourself out on social media, if you become a personal trainer, be okay with being poor, but be okay with having great pride too. Whatever you want.